I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is our September meeting, but due to Labor Day, tradition has had it that we have held 2 meetings in the month of August, so this will be recorded as our September meeting. Let the record reflect that all board members are present, town manager present, and the town attorney. Tonight, I have asked Paul Ellis to deliver our invocation, and after that, I'll ask Bert Smith to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then after that, I've got a very special guest for us.
Good evening, Mayor.
Y'all please rise, please.
Heavenly Father, we come before your throne of grace, giving thanks for the rich message you've given each of us. Thank you for this day. Thank you for the gift of life. Most of all, we thank you for sending your Son so we may have eternal life. Father, we ask you to bless those that are sick and suffering, those in nursing homes and hospitals. Comfort them and give them a peace that's beyond understanding. Father, we thank you for allowing us to live in a place where we can freely meet and attend to business without outside interference. Now, as we enter the time to attend the affairs of our town, we ask for guidance and a sense of fairness for all decisions that are made. May each word spoken and action taken that pleases your side. Lead, guide, and direct us in all we do, and give your name and honor and glory for all things. It is in your Son's name that we pray.
Amen.
Mr. Smith.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do not have any citizens' presentation, but I have got a dear friend of mine here tonight and has been for quite some time. And probably 30 years ago, I might have been reluctant to do this because of the basketball rivalry between Farmville and Bethel. And some of those folks, like the great Harry Albritton, they relived those moments for decades. And but there was quite a rivalry back in the day, and also there was a tremendous rivalry economic-wise back in the day between Farmville and Bethel. My son absolutely loves this lady. She's a friend of my family, and I want y'all to give a big Farmville welcome to my dear friend, the mayor of Bethel, Chlorstein Brown. You can say what you want to. Go ahead, girl. I'm sure. As long as it's not political, we got enough of that up here.
Well, again, thank you for allowing me, Mayor, for having me join everyone board members. Something I know, something I do not know. I'm manager and all. But thank you. I bring greetings from Bethel. I have been in the political arena for 23 years. Started out as a commissioner for 15, and 8 years as mayor. So we're in Bethel. We're making a shift over there in that little town. So don't count us out yet. We're still floating along.
And the Honorable Mayor is a candidate for the North Carolina House of Representatives. And Mayor, I want you to meet Buzzy Wells. And Buzzy, I want you to meet Chlorstein, because she very well could become your new best friend. But that being said, thank you for being here. That'll bring us down to the town manager's comments. And David, I'm going to go to you, and I got a few things that I want to add to your comments once you finish. So, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to mention one event coming up. September, but got the final Thursdays apart event. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Already got 3 of them. Back during the retreat back in February, working sort of finance. Formal room is sort of involved in this whole thing. It's involved to an extent that Dale's been involved in working so the regular he's actually here, Scott Long, and I remember him from the retreat. He said, and he has been doing a great job trying to get funded in the budget, so don't worry about it, it's pretty money. Which would be, running through quickly, the 3 welcome signs coming in Farmville, cemetery signs, operation center, utilities, public order sign, various signs around town hall, smaller signs, just and identification signs for the town hall building itself, police department, all of that. That would be one section. Other parts are decals for vehicles, town vehicles. Then the third part would be banners. As you did, we have banners up and down there, so cover us from, let's say, May through September, the so-called flag holidays. Then they normally come down, we don't have to, we set the gazebo. And so some parts of the year we don't have banners, so we have September. So Christmas banners, Thanksgiving. There's another gap between January and January 1st. All the banners go up. These banners would be on the same poles that other banners are on. Would be in those periods of time that fill up those gaps. All of those things we described comes up to a little less than $20,000. As I said, it's budgeted. Diane has got some things that are in phase 2. Park signs are more expensive than parking. Some other things too, come from the district website. Certainly. So anyway, I just want to let you know we'll start sort of start filtering in as we get things in stock. We'll start installing everybody knows. There's also an article coming out in Farmville magazine that talks to today. Talking to Todd, I'm not sure. Just talking to Todd, just talking to Scott. So just want to let you know that's getting kicked off finally. And it's very exciting. Like what you see as you.
Anybody have any questions of the town manager?
And it's also Scott's here today.
Anybody have any questions? And or Scott, any questions?
So have we picked out a logo already? Have we decided on one, or?
It was the one that was presented back.
Yeah, I wasn't at that meeting.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry. I'll send out some things tomorrow if you don't mind.
Okay, that's great.
I was thinking, but it's basically the same. There's different color variations, and Scott can probably explain it a lot better than I can. But it's, I can't describe it. I have a description for it, but I don't think Scott. I like it. It just sort of looks like a two-piece bird. A good one. But no, it's a variation. I don't know how we describe that.
It's redesigned the
What I'll do tomorrow, when we get something out that shows he's created some graphics that will show it on what it might look like on the side of a car, or a water tank, or a sign, something like that. So it's hard to describe, but when you see it, I forgot. Commissioner Hicks was not in the meeting, so. But it's very exciting.
As long long as there's nothing on there to remind me of prime and tobacco, that'd be fine. Anybody else have anything for the town manager? David, I would like, with the consent of the board, in October or November, whichever month works for you, depending on how our schedule runs in October and or November, I'd like to have a 6-month recap of where we are based on what we said we were going to do in the retreat. I'd like to see where we are. I'd really like to have it in October if possible, but if I had to wait to November with these other reports, that'll be fine too. But I think the board, we should be able to see where we are, and because we have made some tremendous strides in some of the things we've already accomplished, but I'd like for us to see where we are and if there's anything in there that we need to revisit. Okay, that brings us down to the financial report. Board, you have that in your packet. Are there any questions about that? Any questions, any concerns, any questions of Amy? Seeing none, that brings us down to changes, additions, and deletions to the agenda. If there are any, I'll entertain that. If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I have one added item. Like the board to consider placing on the schedule special meeting in September. Presentation. Consultant for the electric cost of service stuff. And they talked about Wednesday, September 28th. Just be for that purpose.
Wednesday, September the 28th. 28th at 3 p.m. Okay. Of course, we'd have to put that in paper and so forth to let people know that when that meeting is. Is that correct? We handle all that?
The board will have to vote on
Okay. Well, what town managers asked for item 9 on the agenda to be a special presentation Wednesday, September the 28th at 3 p.m. Okay, is there a motion to accept that?
I'll make a motion to accept the new agenda.
Okay. Board, that will be that the special presentation will be added as agenda item number 9. Commissioner Smith has made a motion. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. That brings us down to the items of consent. Board, you've had an opportunity to read the minutes. You've also seen the planning board appointment and the resolution directing the town clerk's task there. Is there a motion to accept the items of consent?
Make a motion, we accept the items for consent.
Commissioner Dixon has made the motion. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. That'll bring us down to items for discussion and the decision. We discussed this earlier.
Can I just make one very, very quick comment about the annexation? Normally, I put it on the consent that it was easier, but just to clarify, this is a little triangular piece. I think we might have seen it. I could look at that. There's a little orphan, little triangular piece of large outskirts subdivision that for some reason was never annexed as part of the subdivision or the church next door. Sort of nothing on this. That's what this is.
Okay. That brings us down to items for discussion and the decisions. I've asked Rich to take us from 4 all the way through 8 on this. And Rich, when you get through, you just let me know, and we will vote on these individually. I think that'll be the proper thing to do.
Yes.
Okay, the room is yours, sir.
And what I got for items 4 through 7, this is kind of a follow-up from our last meeting where, Division Water Infrastructure has got, grant funds that are available to, designated distressed communities. And this is really an opportunity to really address anything. And Farmville can apply for up to $15 million for water and sewer infrastructure, and for drainage can apply for up to $5 million. And so we want to make sure that, we're fortunate because Farmville's gotten, close to $11 million already, which is good, but we always want more. And so this is an opportunity again to address some critical needs that we've identified, especially knowing that the opportunity is there to get 100% grant funding. So item number 4, what we've got is an authorizing resolution to submit an application for water system improvements. These are to address some existing 40-year-old asbestos cement water lines that exist on 264 Rockland. And again, back in the day, the size of the pipe, it had the asbestos cement. So it's not they're not a health risk or anything like that. Very brittle, not commonly manufactured, very difficult to work on if something breaks or a tap has to be made. very, very difficult. We don't want to get in that environment because you really have to have bring in a spacesuit and just work on it like because it's asbestos cement. So we figured that this is a good opportunity. We can apply for 100% grant money really to address all that, bring it all up to PVC or new pipe. So it's a good option, especially where we can address all the galvanized and cast iron stuff. Item 5 is one of the requirements the state's placed on us is to update our capital planning, to do a rate evaluation, and to really lay out a program for capital asset needs for operation and maintenance plans and everything like that. And you got to submit these documents to the state. And so this is, again, an opportunity. You get all your stuff GIS, which is great. So really this is giving you the ability to go in and do the in-depth planning activities that are needed to address in your logistic system. And you got to separate it by water and sewer. And so that's why there's a separate resolution for planning grant for water, and then a separate, planning grant for sanitary sewer. And then again, those are to address the items that the state basically is mandating that everybody do really. But because of the designation, we can ask for grant money to get it.
Can we go back to number 4? Don't we need to vote on these number 4 before we go to number, that's the best way? Okay, we're going to back up number 4. No fight. Good. I like it when you're on a roll. Item number 4, resolution authorizing the application for the ARPA grant funding for replacing existing asbestos cement water lines adjacent to US 264. Is there a motion that we authorize this?
Yes.
Commissioner Dixon has made the motion. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 5, because you finished number 5, right? Resolution authorizing the application for the ARPA grant funding, the asset inventory and assessment activities for the town water system. Is there a motion?
I so move.
Dr. Hobbs has made a motion. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. That brings us to item number 6.
Item number 6, just like number 5, the planning activities just specific for your sanitary sewer system. And so again, activities that are being imposed upon you, and this is just an opportunity to really get 100% grant money to do that capital planning and the rate evaluation relative to your sewer assets.
Isn't it amazing when you put $11 million on something, how easy it goes? Is there a motion for resolution item number 6?
I might go ahead, Brandon.
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Elks has made the motion. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. That brings us to number 7, sir.
Item 7 is this is the first time the state has had this opportunity. They've allocated $84 million to address drainage improvements, and half out the applications to $5 million per applicant. Because of the town's designation, the town is certainly eligible for 100% grant money. We've got good documentation of we've got some assets that need replacing, particularly in South Farmville, really from Wall Street over Field Street. We've got a lot of flooding, curves in the streets that we need to correct. And I feel like it's appropriate. We can get 100% grant money. Let's apply for 100% grant money to address those problems.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we adopt that resolution also.
Commissioner Smith has made a motion, and I thank you for that. Any discussion?
Let me just,
Go ahead.
so that anybody listening who's interested is curious, we're kind of speeding through this, but we're authorizing you to apply on behalf of the town of Farmville for 100% grant funds to fund water, sewer, and stormwater projects.
Absolutely.
That,
Yeah, the federal money is 100% grant.
And we can apply up to, we can be 15 over and above what we've already been awarded, the 11 you were talking about. Is that?
The 11, 6 of that is state money, so that
Okay.
count towards us.
Okay.
About 4.5 that will count, so we can go up to 11.5.
Okay,
Max out.
okay.
Any other question? Mr. Smith has made a motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the ayes have it. That brings us to item number 8.
Item 8. Not ahead on this one.
Yeah, I'll be glad to do it. I don't know if Rich,
Yeah.
You want this one, David?
I mean, that was mine.
Yeah.
Well, since this is involving money, do you want this one, Mr. Hodges?
This is actually, these are policies that we have to put in place before we can. Yes, now, I'm not sure if that's related to.
Not really related to any of the infrastructure.
This is
stuff.
for other things.
Yeah, this is for the monies that y'all get appropriated to
Money
revenue.
that we already have.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's really the retention, it's really to put in policies that it's kind of like the CDBG programs and other things where you just have to say that you're going to enforce record retention policy, that you're going to maintain, files on any expenditures related to the ARPA monies that you've gotten for infrastructure for, a period of time, which you're totally going to do anyway, and it's your policy to normally, retain records. That you're going to, eligible project policy, they came out with specific guidelines on what you can spend ARPA money on. And so you're basically saying that we're going to spend it, we're only going to spend it on what we're allowed to spend it on. Otherwise, we get in trouble and repay it. And then same thing, liable cost principles. Anything you spend ARPA money on, you have to go through procurement procedures for it. And you have to document those procedures. And again, it just follows your standard procurement policy that y'all have in place. So it's nothing that y'all don't normally do as a course of business, but you have to certify back to the state that you're going to do all these things, and you'll have a non-discrimination policy, which is already written into y'all's procurement procedures, and conflict of interest policy, which is basically saying you're not going to take the ARPA money and you're going to dole it out to your elected officials, as donations, or your nearest relatives. And again, it's all policies that y'all currently have in place, you currently adopt, and it's nothing that's any different than what you currently have, but the state's going to require you to adopt their specific policy forms so that you submit them. And so what you're doing is you're basically agreeing that you're going to abide by, what they're saying you got to do, which again is not in violation of your normal course of business.
Okay.
So that's what they're asking for y'all's consideration, is to approve all of those policies.
That's what you're already doing. Thanks, Rich. Is there a motion to follow these policies?
I make a motion we adopt the ARP policies.
Okay. Commissioner Dixon has made the motion. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Before you sit, David, you got anything you want to add to this?
This, in addition to state, this is also part of the administrative. These policies are really more, they respond to the state, but they're really,
It's driven down from the federal.
yeah, it's true, but
Well, with this kind of money, you would expect that. And if we've been doing it, we got it.
They don't have that problem.
That's right.
it's been allocated or obligated.
Rich, when will you start this process?
For the applications?
Yes.
I already started.
So you're ahead of Bethel. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Agenda item number 9, special presentation for Wednesday, September the 28th. David, you want to elaborate on that just a little more so that, the citizens can watch it and know what we're going to be calling that special meeting for?
Back a few months ago, the board, I guess it really came out of our audit. The auditor suggested that we might want to do a cost of service study on our electric system rate schedule. Excuse me. We did one back in 2015, 2016. At that time, we actually lowered our rates. 15, remember, we had a special meeting for this purpose at that point too. So they're just gonna run through all the methodology, what they looked at, and then they'll make some recommendations. We talked about that in general terms. Trying to nail down the day.
If anything should pop up, hopefully it wouldn't, but if any other items should pop up, would we be able to place it on that agenda? Or will this meeting be designed specifically by being legal? This is the only thing we can discuss that day? If something should pop up? Just in case.
It's a special meeting that you can vote at that meeting.
Okay, I just want to make for sure.
In notifying the public of the meeting, you may want to allow yourself to bring up those items as designated intended purpose for the meeting and other such other business.
Well, my thought process, Chris, 32 days from now, anything could pop up, and I want to make sure we're legal in that, and people would have plenty of time. So, agenda item 9, special presentation, Wednesday, the 28th at 3 p.m. Is there a motion that we adopt this and have this meeting on that date?
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Ellis has made the motion that we have the special meeting on Wednesday, the 28th at 3 p.m. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. We will meet on the 28th. On proper notification, we'll be there. Invitation to the public library. Angie, what's that about, girl?
The library is in the middle of our strategic planning process. As part of the process, we're surveying the town currently and
Okay. Well, thank you for what you're doing over there. It is amazing what that library is doing. Thank you so much. It's time for citizen comments. For those of you that are here, anyone that has any question about anything that you may have seen tonight, got any questions, this is the opportunity to come up and ask a question or render a comment. Anybody having one? Anyone? Okay. Seeing none, with that being said, I'll start with Dr. Hobbs and go all the way down, and we'll go for about a 2-minute closing comment from everybody. Dr. Hobbs?
Again, sorry, I'll take my mask off so you can hear me. Well, good evening. I would like to say that I am really looking forward to fall, and I want to invite everyone in here to come to the ribbon cutting for the Nathan R. Cobb Senior Foundation on September the 8th at 1 o'clock. And I want to thank all the town of Farmville especially, because that would not have happened had we not had the great partners that we had in making it happen. But I'll be thanking the town of Farmville on the 8th. But for all the workers, including some of the youth that are here today, thank you so much for all you do for the foundation. That was my plug. I took my minute.
You go, girl. Proud of you. Commissioner Dixon.
I'll plug Alma's project too. It really is fantastic looking there beside the community center. It'll be a great addition to Farmville.
Thank you. Commissioner Shackford.
Oh, boy, I think we're doing a great job, and I think we're coming along nicely, and we're going to be happy to see your building, also.
Our building.
Our building, to go up and everything, and it's looking real good over there.
Thank you so much.
And we just want to thank all our taxpayers for doing such a great job.
They really are. They really are. Commissioner Ellis.
First of all, there are a couple of fall events that will be put on the calendars, but this year we will do Halloween like we've done in the past 2 years with trick-or-treating from your homes. We found that a lot of kids and parents have really liked to be able to do old-fashioned trick-or-treating compared to what we were doing. So we've already got that on the books. The Christmas parade will be December the 10th, and we're working on that at this time. I personally would like to make a huge shout out to all of our town employees. I get to go past the splash pad at least twice a day, and they're always children and adults down there. I even see the adults enjoying the splash pad this summer. Wes doing, in his department, are doing a great job. Chief Spencer and his department are doing, they're working extremely hard with getting this town straightened up. And, you know, I read in our report, there was a drug bust, and that was really good where that was found. And Paul's group keeping things cleaned up, I mean, and David, and of course the library, you hear that every day. If you read Facebook, every day you hear where somebody is talking about our library. And so we are all very fortunate to have the employees that we have, and they help us and help all of our citizens, and I'm very appreciative.
Thank you. Commissioner Smith.
No, I think I'll echo what Brenda said, especially to our recreation departments. It's had a really good active summer. But the library, I had actually written splash pad down here, but the library, the police department, the streets department, and I'm not going to ignore Buzzy there. The fire department does a lot for our town, so we thank you guys. We've got a good organization all the way from the top down. David, thank you for all you do to make it happen. And we're looking forward to a really busy fall with probably starting off with Alma's event, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you, sir. Just a few things. First of all, I'm excited about $11 million. That gets my motor going. There's so many housing, the 150 houses plus the permits you already got out there, Paul. That's great news, and as I always say, if there's any way to bring them down that need to be brought down, go get them, because we're going to clean up Farmville. Thank you for that. Excited about the pavilion. That's going to be a great asset. I'm amazed at the number of people that have already been talking about the different things that they want to do under there. So that's going on. Also, school's back. Chief, good luck with that. I mean, the school is back, and that is a great thing. And then another thing that just to reiterate what you guys said, thank you for that. The number of folks that grew up in Farmville and moved away and are coming back home now. It's quite amazing. I ran into one today at an early meeting, and first time I'd seen him since Bert and I graduated from high school probably. And another special thank you, you know, when you get somebody that's willing to serve and they bring a lot of character and integrity, and somebody that's well respected from the kids in Farmville all the way to the old folks like me that's willing to serve on our board. He got here a little late tonight because he's busy. He's a dear friend of mine, and I want y'all to give him a big hand and thank him for accepting a position on the planning board. My dear friend and Reverend Richard Darden. Sir, thank you for being here, sir. Been a friend of mine a long time. He's probably one of the few people that I don't owe money to, and that means an awful lot. With that being said, before he thinks that I might owe him, is there a motion we adjourn and go home?
Motion that we adjourn to go.
Commissioner Shackelford has made the motion. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Let's go home. Meeting's adjourned.